The western coniferous forest is a terrestrial biome found on the North American continent. It is typically defined by relatively warm summers, cool winters, and moderate to heavy precipitation levels. The term conifer refers to a tree that bears cones and evergreen needle-like leaves. These plants are in the family Gymnosperm, meaning a vascular plant without a fruit and closed seed. The counterpart to Gymnosperms are the family Angiosperm, and while not dominant in conifer forests, are present in the local communities. Western coniferous forest range types are dominated by ponderosa pine and Douglas fir. Although conifer forests are dominated by conifers, they are mixed forests and include several hundred plant species, including numerous grasses, forbs, shrubs, hardwood, and softwood trees. Typical range of the western coniferous forests go from the Pacific Ocean in the west to the Midwestern states in the east, Alaska in the north to the American-Mexico border in the south.
Western coniferous forests encompass a vast area and make up 35% of the Earth's surface, which is about one-third of the land area of the western United States, including Alaska. Western coniferous forests are important because they provide resources for wildlife and mankind. This rangeland type undergoes multiple use management for resources such as grazing, timber, watershed protection, fish habitat, cultural resources, and aesthetic amenity. This rangeland type is in good condition overall due to high precipitation and a long history of controlled grazing. The main vegetation divisions within western coniferous forests include boreal, coastal, subalpine, Rocky Mountain, and Sierra.
Threats to this type of range depend on multiple factors such as land ownership and management type. Land that is converted into industrial and commercial property takes away from resource production, increases fire suppression, and displaces both wildlife and livestock. Management decisions also affect the productivity of the western coniferous forest. Depending on the level of importance associated with certain resources the forest has to offer, the other resources will likely be negatively impacted. Negative impacts stemming from uneven management focuses can lead to increases in fire, vegetation competition, habitat destruction, unequal resource distribution, productivity, and usage.
Management of the western coniferous forest is important in order to make the resources provided by this ecosystem sustainable for future generations. To reduce the need for fire suppression, as well as resource losses, these areas should be restricted to federal ownership rather than private commercial and industrial ownership. Through federal jurisdiction, multiple use management will be applied. As we move into the future, all the resources in the forest must be treated with the same level of importance as the others. Grazing privileges will not be deemed less important than wildlife, watershed, timber, or recreation. When equal importance is applied to the different uses and resources available, the western coniferous forest range type will then become more compatible, sustainable, and prosperous for future generations.